right. Today I am joined by Manpreet, who has spent some time studying in London, later feeling that entrepreneurial itch in his bones, returned back to India to start his own business. He loves working with founders, business owners, and growth stage companies. So he built a business around helping them to establish their digital presence, improving operations, and to raise funds. And I just learned, as we were talking backstage here, has a lot of respect for people who have worked or spent time working in the military, and is working on launching a brand new podcast to interview ex Army officials to really get to understand, what the experience is like working in the Army, but then also to share those experiences with young people to give a sense of values, of integrity, life lessons on how to live their life. And actually, I wouldn't mind just starting there because I think it's really interesting. Again, your desire to want to share a positive message with young people. So I'm curious what, again, a little bit about what inspired you to do that. What inspired you to start this podcast? Because it sounds like you have a message where you want to help young people, inspire young people.
Yes, Arthur, you're right. Actually, I did previously a podcast with the NGO, operators who work selflessly with the needy people to provide medicines to them, shelter to homeless people, and it was a 7 episodes season one. Now I am going to
Mm.
do the season two, but it's going to be 25 stories, 25 ex-army officers, their story,
Mhm.
their sacrifices, what inspired them to join the army, and how their ups and downs of their service period, and after retirement, their life, what is the change, and how they want to give message to youth to inspire them to whatever they are doing. They want to join the armed forces or they want to work privately, but still there are some key things always there. Doesn't really matter
Mm.
if you are in forces or private sector, but
Mhm.
if you got discipline and dedication in your life, it will help you rise always.
For sure. And what is it that inspired you? Because again, to me, this sounds like something where you're trying to share a positive message in the world. You're trying to connect with young people to be a positive role model. And so what was it that inspired you to want to give back and share this message?
The thing is actually whatever I am seeing on the internet these days on social media, I found youth
Mm.
is misguided a little bit. So I want them to connect it to the roots and little bit learn from the old school batch people. How they survive their life, how they get educated without search engines, or they pass their interviews without chat gpt, how they were connected with each other without the mobile phones, and how was their love life without sending messages, without video calls. So it was fun as well. So I think youth should also learn about these kind of things. And still without internet, how people get survived, how they clear the top Indian exams like IAS, IPS, from where they were getting their inspiration, because that time newspapers was playing key role. So
Right,
this is what
right,
I think youngsters should learn from the old
right.
school.
So you think things like, again, social media, TikTok, Instagram, other internet platforms, they're not necessarily the best influence for young people in terms of how to like grow up, to have role models, to have good values, let's say.
Yeah, I think the thing is not everything has a pros and cons. Internet also has, I also follow some young people, young
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, especially people who raised millions of dollars in who raised $17 million from a US VC firm, and he is just 17 years. I follow those kind of people.
Right.
Not everybody is, just on the social media just to get the views, but some people, they are building their, AI startups. They are doing a lot of business through the internet. So this is good for business, and for the, positive, social media is playing very key role. So we can also hear the, successful stories of the successful entrepreneurs, successful, army personals, any people belong to any
Mm.
sector who are successful. They are doing their blogging, they are putting their stories daily, every day on the social media. We can get inspired from them. It's
Right.
good in a way.
And
That anyway, it's on our, choice what we are going to watch on the internet. So
right.
how we get inspired, how we going to get the inspiration from the internet? Who's our role models? We need to choose wisely.
Who is our role model? Yeah, I agree with you that there's no, these things aren't black and white, right? I definitely don't feel like the internet is bad and social media is bad, right? As with everything, it's a tool. It depends how you use it, right? Like hammer
Exactly.
is hammer isn't good or bad. You can use it to build a house, or it could be a weapon, right? It's how you use it. And I agree with, again, social media, with YouTube. Like what's great about YouTube is there's a unlimited amount of free information out there that if somebody
Exactly. That's
wants
the
to,
that's the biggest, plus point. That
exactly, like if somebody wants,
education is, I must say, education is free for everybody. Almost free to everyone. You can learn whatever you want.
exactly, if you want to learn new skills, and I know from my own story in terms of getting into software development, for learning AI, for learning automation, right? It's been a huge tool for me to like learn new skills, right? Or even things where it's like, oh, I don't know, random example. If I have to put on a suit and I need to tie a tie, right? It's like, oh no, I don't know how to tie a tie. How do I do that? Okay, let's go to like YouTube and let's
Yes,
let's learn how
exactly.
to
Just
how to do it.
YouTube for type, and then you can get it like done in 30 seconds. That's really
Exactly.
amazing. It's really amazing what's happening these days on internet. It's really amazing and accessible to all, almost accessible to almost everyone.
So I'm curious just to, again, to learn a little bit more about you, Manpreet, your background, like how, how is what has led to this moment right now with us connecting. So I wouldn't mind just going again back in time a little bit. Where did things start with you? Tell us a little bit about your life story.
Yes, sir. I went to London for my, graduation. There, I studied business and finance from the University of Sunderland. Then I realized it's time to do something on your own. When I came back in 2015 to India, I started my,
And actually, don't if you
soda
don't
water manufacturing.
if you don't mind, just to go a little deeper into that. So you born and raised in India, correct?
Born and raised in Punjab,
In
Jalandhar, Punjab,
Punjab.
in India.
Okay. So I'm curious, first of all, again, the experience of you going to London, right? Moving to a different country, different culture. What was that experience like for you? Was there some culture shock there?
No, actually, it was not cultural shock, but it was amazing to be there. I heard lots of people's story who went to London for their higher education, and I was a fan of Bollywood as well. So in Bollywood, lots of people, they go to London or England for their higher studies. So it was my dream as well to pursue my higher studies from, England. So that's why I go there. I feel that amazingly absorb a lot of, positivity from London, especially people, their culture, their politeness, their humbleness, and their dedication for work.
Mm-hmm.
I spent there 5.5 years. After, I haven't seen any, mess around there. Everything is organized, especially public transport is organized. Healthcare system is so amazing, and the way they talk, they communicate with you, they give respect to you, and they have a dedication to keep their country clean and everything.
Okay.
Here they are so cooperative. If they, you start conversation with someone, if they knew you are new to London or something, they will be more polite to you.
Right.
And
Friendly.
when I used to go to the university in the train, 90% people, they got books in their hands and they love reading. And I think almost 90% people, they love reading and coffee. Coffee is the lifeline of London. So I got coffee
Co
addiction from London as well.
coffee, not tea?
Coffee, I think, coffee has taken over to tea. Now in India as
Th
well, I think
things are
lots of
changing.
coffee companies, they are growing in India as well. So India is hot beverages. India is also, I think, tea is taken over by coffee these days.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say in India, I feel like, you know, the origin of a lot of
Yes. Still, India, they produce very quality tea and export to the world.
so it's funny. I'm actually right now I'm drinking a tea called Bengal Spice. It's like a chai tea, but without the caffeine, without the black tea. This is one of my
I
favorite
think
teas. I can't get enough.
if you drink tea or coffee, it should not be without, caffeine. It should be 100% caffeinated.
Needs caffeine. It's funny. I'm actually working in my life on a personal note here to reduce, not necessarily eliminate, but reduce the amount of caffeine I have. So I don't drink much coffee anymore. Find I think my body just doesn't process caffeine very well. So I get like shaky and jittery. And even if I have like coffee in the morning or like I kind of have a cutoff around noon because if I have a coffee after noon, even 10 hours later when I'm trying to sleep at night, I can't sleep. And so I said, okay, this isn't good for me. My body's trying to tell me something. Let's reduce the amount of caffeine. That
If it's good, you know about your body and you act accordingly, so you can, live long and healthy life. If
that's
you
the goal.
understand the science, your body is giving you the science, and if you are
Mm,
understanding, that's even better thing.
That's the goal, right? Know thyself, right?
Yeah,
S-
exactly.
s- So, okay, so you're in London. You're loving the experience there. People are warm, friendly, inviting. You're studying business, finance. You're learning all these new skills. And then I guess tell us, you feel inspired. You're like, I mean, were you always entrepreneurial? At what point did you realize, hey, I want to start a business?
I think, when I was a teenager, like 12 or 13, at that point of time, I was start thinking, yeah, I am going to do something on my own. I was not aware that time what I am going to do, where to start or whatever. It was
Right. So
it's my
you
first
didn't
generation, into business.
you didn't know the like the specifics of what you were gonna do, but you were like inside of you, you're like, I'm a business person. I need to start a business. I need to help people to give back. Is that fair to say?
Yes, exactly. It was same, always from it's my dream. It was my dream to start a business, run a big company, and I was always imagination in my mind that one day I will run a company. Then I came back from London. Then I was thinking, what should I start? Then at first point of time, I started a beverages manufacturing unit. It was a small
Okay.
unit used to produce sparkling water there, or what you call soda water.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell a
So
little bit about the experience of that? Of again, where did the idea come from? And then what was it like starting this business? Was it fun? Was it crazy? Was it hectic?
it was fun actually. The main thing was when I used to, I was looking for a name for the brand of the sparkling or soda water. Then I remember when I was, London, sometime free time we go to bar, and I don't drink alcohol with I don't add anything. I like to have it with a cube of ice or something. I don't
Hmm.
like any soda water or any water or any, oh, sorry, any tonic water or any lemonade, nothing. So I always used to go there and sit, and I just order, can I get a double shot, please? Always, it was always my, dialogue to the bartender. Then I was searching for the name. Then I started, I think the double shot works for me. So I, decided to get it a name like double shot soda water.
Bubble shot soda water. Okay. Okay.
So then, when we was started manufacturing, we were thinking about the marketing and advertisement of the product. So we kept a slogan, can I have a double shot with a double shot, please? So it worked really well. And I, um, produce that soda water for like 3 years. Then some circumstances change, lockdown, and all these, stuff came up. Then I, put that unit on the lease. Then I started an IT company,
Okay,
IT
okay.
and
So
events.
COVID was
Yes,
it COVID kind of caused some issues with lockdown and being able to like
exactly.
manufacture and ship and supply chains.
But I was, working on some ideas how we gonna, do this, and I was looking for some sustainable business ideas. So at that point of time, ChatGPT was not there, and IT has a nice, bright future, and I was interested in IT as well. So then we started IT company, and we started some, international clients. We got some international clients. We started with them. We outsourced some projects for them. So this is how it started. Then I realized, need to add another unit into our name. Then I started event company as well. All companies are on the same, still on the same name. Bray
Okay.
Events, Bray Consultants, all these.
Okay, so you have an events company and you have a, would you call it like a digital services company? How would you
Digital
describe
services.
it?
Yeah, we do everything under that name. We do all sort of, IT services, application development, website development, social media management, and if you like, some, AI chatbots, AI assistants, AI calling agents, we do all kind of IT stuff.
Okay. But
Investments as well. We connect, founders to the investors.
and that's the part I find interesting too, right? Again, that you have a specific niche that you work with, like you work with founders, early business owners, right? People that are getting started in their business. So what was it that inspired you to work with them as a group, as a niche?
Like 4 or 5 years ago, Arthur, it was not easy, to get your company registered and get funded from, someone. So the traditional method was, if you register your company, you got only two options: friends and family and a bank.
Right.
So you can either borrow from your friends and family to keep your company running, or launch another, project, or you need to rush to the bank and get check your eligibility, or you are borrow from something from the bank. But after that, after COVID, 90% people around the globe, they, lost their credit history. Their credit history is spoiled, and the banks are refusing to give them funding. So here we stand, we check their project, we help them to build a pitch deck, we help them to build a financial modeling, a reliable, a trustworthy financial modeling, and then we present that, pitch to the investors. 90% of the chances are, the clients get funded if they are knowledgeable, they got dedication, they are aware of their product, and their product is really, problem solving.
Right. So you're helping to connect, you know, early stage founders with funding sources, but helping them to be able to basically present themselves well so that investors can be like, okay, I like this person, I like their idea, I like their business. Something I
Exactly.
found interesting when we were talking earlier though, you mentioned one of the challenges you run into is a lot of founders will send you like a basically an AI generated
Yes,
pitch
yes.
deck
Right.
basically, but you can tell immediately like it's all AI. Can you tell me a little bit about that and kind of what you're seeing and what you're experiencing there?
When, founders see my profile on LinkedIn, they usually send the messages, can we connect on a Google Meet, or, can we connect over a call? So this is my project and I want this much as a funding. So some of them are early stage, some of them are, on idea stage only, and some of them are looking for seed funding. So when we sign the NDA and SLA with them, to make sure their privacy, and we ask them to send their documents to us, we, so many times we found it, they just prepare the documentation, pitch deck and financial modeling completely from ChatGPT. So we, gone through the paperwork, and when we connect over the call with them, we ask the relevant questions to the founders. And when they are not aware of their project, it's really disappointing and funny as well. I mean, if you think, investor is just giving you a check and, straight away, so it's not
Just
gonna
just
happen.
write a check, just free money.
Just everybody is, it's really bad. I mean, bad and funny. I must say, people, they think, "Yeah, I got an idea. I prepared the pitch deck, financial modeling from ChatGPT. Now I am going to present this in front of a VC firm or an individual angel investor, and I am going to get the funded, same time."
Mhm. It'll
I
be
just,
that
yeah,
that
it's from
easy.
your channel as well. I just want to give them a message that, it's never happens. Angel investors and VC firms, they clearly, everybody got their R&D team. They double check your documentation,
Mhm.
and then they interview you. They check, how you, what is your caliber? Are you knowledgeable? Are you confident about your project? What is the problem you are trying to solve? Then you can get funded.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea, the image that there's all these investors out there that just free money all over the place. But again, if you put yourself in the shoes of the investor, right? Obviously they want to, see a return on their investment. Now, obviously they also realize there's risk involved with it, with everything. Nothing is for certain in and part of the reason they're doing this investing is because they're okay with taking those kinds of risks, but they also want to know who are they investing in? Who is this founder? Do they have integrity? Do they have a good idea? Do they genuinely believe in what they're doing? Do they
Exactly.
do they actually do they actually understand what they're doing? Or did they just spend 30 seconds putting some prompts into ChatGPT and ChatGPT spit out, oh, you have a beautiful business forecast. Over the next 7 years, there's going to be 30% year over year growth. You're going to dominate the market, right? And everything looks so peachy and wonderful. Again, ChatGPT, like we were saying earlier, is a tool, and I've definitely used it myself, and it's been helpful for me. It's been helpful for me to solve some like coding problems that I otherwise wouldn't solve. I've used it to brainstorm ideas, but it's a give and take. It's like I give it some prompts, I give it some guidance, but I still have to keep an eye on what is it telling back to me, and do I believe what it's saying back to me? Does it need some guardrails? Do we need to adjust and pivot? And I guess where I'm going with this question is, do you see, if we're talking about like young people using AI, are young people just kind of blindly using it? They're putting in their prompts, it tells them what they want to hear, and then they're like, "Great, I got a perfect pitch deck. Here we go."
Yeah, sir, I'm, completely agreed with you. There are two major factors after you getting your pitch and going through your paperwork. Investors see two major factors. One, what is the ROI, how they are going to get the return on investment. Second thing is their exit plan. So exit plan for an investor is a more crucial, thing. So I
Would
must say,
the exit would the exit plan, for those who don't know, myself being one of them, would the exit plan be like, what's the plan to sell the business?
it's like, I invested in your business. I gave you a particular amount of money. I am holding 5% stake in your company. Then your company grows. The value of my shares are definitely increased. So how I am going to sell my share?
Right, like how do you calculate what it's worth? What's the process for selling it? All of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the ROI on that particular amount? So whenever I feel, profitable, it's my, choice whether I want to continue with you, and I want to see like it's a safe time. So I must take an exit now.
Got it. Got it.
So
Okay.
all after ROI, their main cause of concern is exit. So whenever you make a pitch deck for the investors, just make sure their ROI and exit plan should be there.
Got it. Okay. And actually, I was going to circle back to that point in terms of if you were to give advice now to young founders who are trying to get some funding and working on their pitch deck, what would you recommend to them to say include in their pitch deck, for example, that exit plan? Is there anything
I
else they
must
should be
say,
keeping in mind?
it should be, first of all, it should not be like bigger, like a newspaper. It should be simple and short as well. So first thing is none of the investors has much time to, go through all the, newspaper, all the statistics. It should be basic, but why problem solving ability of your product, how far is it going in next 3 years, and how much you want to raise, what you are going to do when you get funding, what is your plan for the runway, like you want to get funding for next 6 months runway plan, next 1 year runway plan, and then what you are offering to the investors and what is your exit plan.
Right. Do
And
you give
second thing is your knowledge, your confidence about your product. So if you are yourself is very confident about your product, you can convince the investors.
do you give any advice around being, let's say, realistic with projections?
Percent realistic, 100%.
There, the
Everybody, all the investors can judge you psychologically within first 30 seconds.
the reason I'm asking the question is I actually a couple years ago I worked on a startup myself, and it was for a mobile app. And again, the founder had a deck, and they were talking about how over the next, I forget exactly now, but over the next 2 years, we're going to scale this business and we're going to have, sort of a possible market of millions of people. We're going to take a tiny little piece of that, 1%. And so over the next 2 years, we're going to have whatever, 200,000, 300,000 users on the app, right? It was very, very big numbers, very exciting, right? And you saw the charts with like the growth, and it's like everything's up, moving up, great. And unfortunately, let's just say that that did not come to be a reality. But I did have a moment when I was looking at that pitch deck, being like, it seems a little ambitious to me. So again, just curious, do you give advice in terms of being like, okay, obviously you want to have, you know, positive, good projections for the future, right? But where do you find that line between something that's real or possible versus this is a complete fantasy?
Yeah, there must be, very thin line. Your projection and your current status should be connected. So this is how investors, judge them, and the numbers should be really realistic. And it's better if you, take advice of a professional to get your pitch deck and your financial modeling ready. For the financial modeling, especially, everybody should go see a chartered accountant. They can help you better. For pitch
Right.
deck, you can, for a business consultant or whatever, you should be very calm and very, dedicated, very, very realistic while preparing your pitch deck. If you do it in a rush or, rather than doing it in a rush and get rejected from the investors, it's better if you take time, prepare it, take help from the professionals, from the, professional companies, chartered accountants, business consultants. And before that, before going to, investors, just have a mock interview with your business consultant. That's I always recommend to the founders.
Right.
And I, get them ready for the investor interview. So it's very, get confident once you have a mock drill with someone. So it's always helps.
Okay.
Going
Take your
straight away
time.
to the investor, just pass some test, have some mock drill with your business consultant and your chartered accountant.
Take your time. Be prepared. Do it properly. I'm
Exactly.
I'm curious because again, it sounds to me like okay, a couple years ago, you started this new business. You already have sounds like lots of people reaching out to you, being like, "Hey, I'm looking for funding," right? So obviously you've been getting the word out. People are able to find you. They understand what you do. They're coming to you for your services. What have you been doing to to grow your business?
So actually, I am a little bit old school batch. Basically, whenever we got any client, we try to, um, do our work with 100% commitment. So our business basically grows on the referral basis.
Okay, so like
So if
word
you
of mouth.
came to me 100%, with you want my help with the financial modeling or pitch deck. So if I prepare your pitch deck and financial modeling very well, and you got, soft commitment from the investors, and you got funded, and sometimes you don't get funded, but sometimes you got soft commitments. Sometimes investors give you soft commitment, and they say you just, these improvements in your pitch deck, and we are ready to invest in your startup. So once you got that, you will definitely refer me to one of your friend or one of your, circle. So my business basically grows on the referral basis. We don't do much advertisement, but from your channel, Arthur, I want you to convey a message to the young founders.
Hmm.
Whenever try to, whenever you reach to a company, do you want their services to prepare your pitch deck for your financial modeling? If anybody asks any sort of, upfront cost from your side, and they said, give me $10,000 upfront, we will provide you funding. Don't go for that.
What's the recommended model?
A recommended model is like, if you want services, you want your financial modeling, we charge, must say like $500 for financial modeling and pitch deck, right? And
Hmm.
we will connect you to the investors. You are getting funded or you are getting soft commitment, it's well and good. But some companies charge upfront cost from all the founders, but they end of the time they just lose their money, and they are not able to get any funding from the investors. Best
So,
model is you just pay for the consultation, you just pay for the service what you are going to get, like in help in your financial modeling and pitch deck. Rather than that, don't pay anything to anyone.
okay. I was gonna say, and you maybe didn't go here, but where my brain went, because I also have a background in marketing, right? And so I know some marketing agencies will do what's called like performance-based marketing, right? Meaning that you don't necessarily pay the marketing agency. Like some marketing agencies would be like, okay, we have a $2,000 a month retainer. You pay us that money, and then if we're gonna run, LinkedIn ads or Facebook ads, then you pay for the ads on top of that, right? Performance-based marketing would say, look, don't pay us anything up front. We're going to create this campaign for you. And then based on the amount of sales that we do for you, we're going to be tracking all the metrics. So based on the sales, we're going to take whatever 30%, 50% of the sales, which means that then you as the business, you don't pay us the marketing agency unless we've proven that we've given you success, and the success being the sales. And so is that kind of what you're saying? I
I
might be
am also,
extrapolating a little bit, but is it that kind of idea that um, people pay you basically based on the results that you
yes,
get them?
and any sort of thing, Arthur, like no success, no fees. That should be the model.
Right.
No success, no fees in anything.
In anything, every
Yeah,
business.
yeah. Taking a risk.
Hmm.
Upfront cost is a clearly no from my side.
Yeah.
We work with many international clients. We never ask any sort of upfront cost from anyone. We just, give a quotation to them that if you want like financial modeling from our side, we'll charge $500. For the pitch deck, we charge just say $300. For consultations, I charge like around $50 for half an hour or so. That's it. That's a no model.
Mm.
We don't
Right.
charge any sort of upfront fees from anyone.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And so obviously the work that you've been doing has been people have really been appreciating the work that you've done for you,
Exactly,
which
right.
means you're
Yeah.
generating they're
Um,
talking about you.
yes, 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 Arthur. And especially
Okay.
people like our advice when we charge, when we say them, to not to, get involved in any upfront thing or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. So what do you again, kind of on a more personal note, but what do you personally like love about the work that you do, how you help people? Like what gets you excited? What gets you out of bed in the morning about what you do?
I love it when, people came to me with a question and I gave them the solution. The satisfaction on their face, their voice modulation, when they get exactly what they was expecting from me. So I love that, part of my business. I love problem solving. When
Mm-hmm.
some founder or someone, contacts with confusion,
Yeah. Yeah.
give them,
I
and
relate to
we
that feeling as
provide,
well.
to everyone. This is amazing when you help people. This is really amazing.
On
I
the
don't have
flip,
any hidden charges or anything. This is what
got it.
one thing. I'm so proud of that. I got a business model
Mhm.
that is exactly what you want to avail. I charge for that. We don't have any hidden charges, nothing upfront cost, nothing.
Right, right. Yeah, because I think excuse me, most people who bought some kind of service, there's always that feeling of like, okay, they had a really good sales pitch and presentation, but is there something behind the scenes that like I'm not aware of and that they're gonna sneak up on me and be like, oh, here's the extra, the fee, the service, the whatever, right? And so I think that helps to build trust in business when you are very upfront with like your pricing, how your model works. On the flip side of the coin though, because again, there's two sides to every coin. Are there any
Exactly.
elements of your business that you find, let's say, frustrating or challenging, or ways that you're trying to grow but have not been working like you expected? What are the challenges that you face in your business that you're trying to solve or move past?
As we were discussing earlier, that founders they just did everything copy paste from the chat GPT and they present and they thought they are going to get the funding on
Hmm.
behalf of these documents. This is so sometimes irritating because my R&D team they also as I told you we don't charge anything upfront, but when we spend 2-3 days going through their financial documents and their pitch deck, and end of the time we realize that it's not worth it. That's irritates sometimes.
Okay,
Otherwise, it's fun with working with the youngsters, young entrepreneurs. It's really fun,
okay,
especially
and
energy these young people has these days. It's really
mhm.
motivating.
And I could see that as being an irritant. Let me reframe the question though a little bit in terms of for you, like for you growing your business. Now, look, maybe your business is as big as you want it to be. You're not trying to grow it any further, but is there anything in your business, whether it's marketing, operations, what you're getting from the founders you're working with, but like challenges that you face where you want to grow your business, you want to take it to the next level, but that have been getting in your way?
Challenges are sometimes those fake companies. I must say much, but the fake companies who charge upfront from the clients and all, they do marketing like this, like showering on everybody that this is the best company, we do this is and the competitors. So we do our best, and competitors, everybody is doing best for their business.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, again, I
It's
think the
not like
reason
that, it's
the the reason you get word of mouth referrals, right? And I tend to view like word of mouth referrals in business are kind of like the gold standard, if you will, that if you're doing a really good job and you're treating your clients well and they're getting results and they're happy, they're going to speak about you, right? They're going to tell their
exactly.
friends about you. If if you try to like scam them up front with, really flashy marketing and give us all your money and then they don't get good results, they're not going to give word of mouth referrals.
Of companies are they market themselves like without upfront cost, but when you reach to their Instagram and when you try to connect with them, they very cleverly they ask you to give them the upfront cost or some sort of hidden charges as well. So this is
Hmm.
how it works. But I must say, rather than giving $5,000 to anyone as an upfront cost, give $50 to get the advice first.
Right.
So it's much more safer.
Right. A small little investment up front.
Yes, you get advice from a knowledgeable consultant. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other
Probably
kind of unexpected unexpected challenges or frustrations that you've run into in launching your business?
No, not really, Arthur. As I told you
No?
earlier, I'm, very, very, communicative, talkative person, and I enjoy every bit of my business, especially the events part as well, where we work, closely with, we work for the corporate clients. We decor shopping malls. We work with stand-up comedians. We work with, magicians. We do live music concerts. All this is, you know my work is completely, I love my work.
You make it sound like it's all just so easy.
It's easy when you love your job. It's really
Mm-hmm.
easy, especially meeting new people. Imagine you are getting paid, and you are sitting in a live music concert as well. That
Mm-hmm.
concert is organized by your company, so you enjoy the music and monetary part.
Yeah. Get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Exactly.
Well, Manpreet, I feel like we're getting about time to wrap up here. It's been wonderful connecting with you, hearing your story, hearing how you've been working with founders to help them get started, both in terms of like funding, but then also the digital side of their business, helping to build, their websites, get their marketing going. Just curious for anybody who's considering hiring you, using your services, what do they need to know about um, either how you can help them or how they could get started working with you?
Yeah, exactly. They can reach me on my LinkedIn profile, or they can visit my, website, Bray Consultants Private Limited. They can Google it and find me over there as well.
Okay, Bray Consultants, sorry, Bray
Bray Consultants
Consultant
Private Limited.
Private Limited. Is that your website, or what's your website?
It's my website. But you can just search it on the Google. You found me there. I am
Okay.
available on LinkedIn. Most easily, they can find me on LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay. And your full name on LinkedIn, Manpreet Singh.
Manpreet Singh. Yes,
Perfect. And again, your ideal client would be like young founders trying to get their start, launching their business, who are looking for funding.
exactly.
Okay.
Love to work
Okay.
with young people, young, passionate people, who are trying to, solve some world problems and dedicated to their work.
Perfect. All right. We will share your links below in the show notes when we're live.
Kindly do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And are there any last thoughts that you'd like to share with people before we close here?
Yes, it's like, guys, I just want to, share this message. Do whatever you want to do. Just do it with 100% dedication. Do it for the long term. Do it for the fun. Do it, to solve the world problems. Find a problem, find a solution, and then sell it, scale it, love it, enjoy it.
I love that emphasis on hard work.
Yes.
Hard work, be in it for the long term, because we were talking at the very beginning. Don't do short term flash in the pan. What did you call it? A bubble in the pop the bubble,
All in the water, yes. Don't do that.
bubble in the
Just
bottle.
work it for a long term, for the sustainability, right? And always keep, be credible for your work, and, let people appreciate you.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Manpreet, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, sharing your knowledge, sharing your wisdom, and I do love your uplifting message for young people to, have integrity, be concerned about the long term of their life, and be dedicated and put in hard work, and you'll make it. You'll get there. So, thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to keeping in touch and hearing more about your story and how your business continues to grow.
Arthur, thank you so much for having me on your show. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.